Then I feel a light tug on my wrist. Luca's looking up at me with his bright blue eyes. They are practically undeniable. I will not give in. I will not give in. Okay, maybe I will give in. You could. I could stand to be persuaded. Okay, Luca's apartment is sparse but clean. He motions me to sit on the couch while he changes out of his work clothes in another room. I saunter over to the stand-up piano by the window and notice the record collection sitting next to it. As I shuffle through the different records, I notice there's quite an extensive jazz collection. This is an extensive jazz collection. I'm impressed. Thanks, I've been collecting them for a long time. That's nice. I don't know much about the genre, but I'm open for education. Okay, are you now? Well, I've been told that I'm a pretty good teacher. Oh? What do you want to drink? He's now standing in front of his open refrigerator. I have some bourbon beer and half a bottle of white wine. There's also some green juice. Green juice? One of those things is not like the others. Well, I have to have some semblance of health in this fridge. Oh, I also have OJ, sparkling water. Okay, sparkling water. Sparkling water sounds disgusting, but wine is also disgusting. So which kind of disgusting do I want to go with? Grown people like wine. I actually have a glass of wine if that's okay. He makes a big show of pouring the drink in front of me, which I think is a bit weird. Look, I think he's just trying to make it clear that he's not trying to drug you. He seems to notice a perplexed look on my face.
Just want to make sure you know I'm not dropping any weird shit in your drink.
Yeah. I'm not worried. I dropped a pen and sent it to my friend. She knows where I am, in case I suddenly disappear under mysterious circumstances and never heard from again.
Damn, girl. Do I look like that big of a creep?
No, we just had to be safe.
Wait, don't answer that.
Oh my gosh. As we settle down together on his perfectly lived-in sofa, he turns to look at me.
All right, tell me about you. What's your story?
Okay. I tell him the shorter version of my journey up to this point. I dropped out of college. This is a great start. Like, excuse me, we're already getting to know each other. I mean, you should do that anyway. But it's like, we're not even, like, on a date. Amazing. I dropped out of college to find my parents' wishes so I could try and pursue more artistic goals. So they cut me off, and working full-time while trying to get my passion project off the ground was really overwhelming for me. After multiple failed attempts to get a job in the field that I wanted to be in, I ran out of options and money. So I took up my parents' offer to just go back to school. That freaking sucks. Post-graduation, I found myself stranded in the job market with some school loans in tow. Then I got a job offer in the middle management for some mediocre company. But hey, it pays my student loans, right? That freaking sucks. Bruh. Adulting is a scam. Education, scam. Workforce, scam. I worked there for work, but then the rug was pulled out from under me when my company announced the shuttering of my location within months of me moving there. That is freaking horrendous. Oh my gosh. I guess I'm kind of stranded in this weird temp job running a seasonal store that sells fake plants, ugly art while I figure out what's next. So, what is next? Have you figured out what you want to do? Luca sets his glass on the table in front of us. Hey, we kind of have similar things going on. You struggling? I'm struggling. We can struggle together. Luca sets his glass on the table in front of us before he leans in closer to me. Okay. So close to that. Can't make out his long eyelashes. It's not fair. I have to pay for fake ones to make mine look that good. At this point, I don't know. Are you sure you don't know? Or are you just afraid to say it all out? I've never really thought about it, I guess. Mostly because no one's ever asked me that. Oh, well, I'm asking you now. It's weird not to have an answer when someone asks you what you want to do with your life. The thing, you know what you want to do with your life. It's just that you felt forced to go a different way. But after going back to school the second time, I just decided that what I want doesn't really matter. Why complicate things? And that is terrible. That's one thing I will say. Even though I went to school, um, not really caring about school, I always knew what I wanted to do, and I never had any intentions of actually getting a regular job. I mean, like, I guess I would tell people things that they want to hear, like, I don't know, I was gonna. Wait, no. I never told anyone what kind of job I was gonna get because I had no intentions of ever getting a regular job. I just went to college because I thought that was just literally just next step in life. It's like something you just have no choice in. Before I get too lost in my own thoughts, I pull myself out of my own head and notice Luca looking at me intently. Time to talk about something else. My life is too depressing. How about you? Is there something more you want to do other than be a struggling musician working nights at this family bar? Well, is that really such a bad thing? No, not necessarily. But I saw a bunch of sheet music on your piano with notations on it. Looks like you're working on something. Miss, are you snooping into my stuff? Is it snooping if it's out in the open? Right? I just had to make sure you weren't some psychopath keeping trophies of his victims. You must watch a lot of those true crime documentaries. Podcasts, actually. Who has time to watch anything these days? Hey, wait a minute. We're talking about you right now. So what are you working on? Nothing good. I highly doubt that. Do you ever give yourself any credit? Only sometimes. I'm okay, I guess. Okay. Judging by the diploma on the top of your piano from an exclusive music conservatory, I think you're more than okay. Remind me to hide my important papers before you come over next time. What makes you think there's gonna be a next time? Our bodies had inch closer together somehow, and I catch a whiff of his aftershave. He smells like sandalwood, as sweet and warm as he is. Oh my gosh. Danger. Just a wild guess. You're gonna have to try harder to change the subject, mister. Not letting up, huh? Nope. Okay, but don't let me catch you asleep once I'm done boring you with my life story. Go ahead, talk. Try me. I want to hear all about it. I've been playing since I was old enough to sit on the piano bench. My old man is a concert pianist. Well, he's a glorified traveling musician. I remember the first time seeing him play on stage on a grand piano. It was an out-of-body experience. I saw him move grown men to tears when he played.
All I ever wanted to be was as good as him. I knew it was impossible, but I tried anyways. People kept telling me how good I was, how I was a natural, following in his footsteps. But the only person I wanted to hear that from was him.
Aww. Do you have daddy issues?
Tale as old as time. The little boy who kept chasing after his daddy's approval.
Well, now I kind of feel like an asshole for digging up all that trauma.
It actually feels kinda nice to say this stuff out loud.
That's good.
And surprisingly, this time I don't feel like curling up into a ball and sleeping until next week.
If you think that's making me feel better, you're terribly mistaken.
No, seriously, I haven't really talked about this to anyone else. It feels weirdly cathartic.
This is amazing. You know, there's this thing called therapy. Do you think he has the money for it, babe?
And do you know how hard it is to find a therapist these days?
That too.
Especially with shitty insurance. One of these days I'll get to it.
I sure hope you do. Well, anyways, I never did get to hear that from him. He waked up and left when I was 14. Oh.
I actually quit playing for a year.
Hey.
Misbegotten teenage rebellion. I thought it would be a good time to pick up sports. Proceeded to get my ass royally kicked, and found myself missing the keys more than ever. When I finally gave up my varsity athlete dreams, I think my mom was glad that I stopped coming home bruised, bloodied, and battered from trying to be something that I'm not.
What sport did you play?
You mean what sport did I not play? I tried it all, from track to soccer to basketball.
Ugh, my parents tried to get me into like probably everything. I think it's mostly my sister that did all dang near every sport imaginable except for track. But I did track and soccer and dance. And at my school, like they tried to get me to do other stuff. I don't know what it is about me. I guess I'm athletic. Technically I am athletic. Because if I wasn't, people wouldn't be trying to get me to do things like run track and do basketball and all this stuff. But I'm an athletic person that doesn't care for sports like at all. But I did do competitive soccer for like the longest, and then switched to school soccer like my last year of high school. Crazy, y'all. But competitive soccer, it just stopped being fun after a while, so I didn't want to do it anymore. And track, oh my gosh, track gave me anxiety. I There was nothing. I don't really have fond memories of track. Am I finna go into my like? Look, I'm gonna put a timestamp about me with this Yap session. So if you don't care about to hear about my grievances with track, feel free to skip. But I ran track when I ran track for like 2 years, I think, in high school. I think it was about 2 years. But yeah, cause it was in middle school. I know like there was like, you should run track. You have really good form and all this stuff. And I was just like, okay, whatever. Like I said, I was athletic, but I didn't care for sports. And I guess people saw that as like, you're gonna waste your potential if you don't do something with it. So I ran track when I got to high school. And it was cool and stuff until, competitions actually started. Cause when we're just practicing, it's kind of like, it's different from being in actual competition. Cause yeah, I mean practice was difficult, right? We had to run a lot. I mean it's track, but we had to run around the building a couple times, and they would like see me and be like, "Oh, I think you'd be pretty good long distance." But I'm like, I'm pacing myself in a way to where I'm not trying to beat anyone, so I think it's just easier. But like they had me like all of us new people, they had us running the 800 meter. And that is, I freaking hate that so bad. Oh my gosh. I don't know what my time was. What's the, I don't remember. Let me see something. If I can look up like the average time for it, I might be able to guesstimate what my time was. Yeah, I have no idea. But I was definitely, the 800 meter was not my thing. And so I guess because I wasn't, and so they put me in like 400 meter dash because obviously we just wasn't doing it. They thought I could do long distance because I guess how I was in practice, but obviously that didn't translate into competition. So they took me to 400 meter and doing a 4x4, which, and they would put me as the last leg. And I don't know why they would do that because it was really this one I remember like when I was the last leg and we were running, and I was like, me and the other team was neck and neck, and like I could hear everybody like shouting and cheering, and I just knew I wasn't finna make it because my legs were giving out on me, bruh. And it was close, but I mean we got second because of me. Oh my gosh. And that sucks because everybody else was, older, faster. They all did their part. I think they sort of started to realize my potential before I quit because they started putting me in a 200 because I guess they didn't realize how fast I actually could be when I started doing the 2x2. But but yeah, the 400 meter was supposed to be my thing. I was like, My fastest time was like a minute and like 7 seconds. And so the goal was like, okay, you just need to get like a few seconds fast. Like if you can get to like a minute and like 3 seconds, 2 seconds, you're in a good spot. But that sounds way easier than it actually is. Like shaving off a couple of seconds on your time is really difficult. And like I would train my dad too because my dad ran track. Me and my dad have a really good relationship. I value his opinion a lot. So, he was also like helping me with training and stuff too. And that's part of the reason why I think it took me so long to quit track, even though I knew it was just, I wasn't really enjoying it because I didn't want to disappoint him. Which obviously it wasn't really a big deal when I did quit. It was just like, okay. But I don't know. I think it's because like I literally had a meltdown. So I guess it wasn't really much of a conversation to be had after that. Because track also gave me pee anxiety for one. Like now I have anxiety about going to the restroom before I do things. Like I feel like I have to pee when I don't. And that's something that started kind of happening with track. And also I used to throw up a lot with track. That's another thing. Track was just not good for me. I threw up a lot. I got pee anxiety from it. I couldn't even watch track on TV for a hot minute after I finished doing track. But like I remember one of the last 400 meters I did, um, like because like after that my best time, the first time I ran, cause that's the thing, when you do so good like the first time, people keep expecting that from you. But I kept doing worse and worse in the 400-meter dash after that. And like that last race I did, like I remember running and being so like upset and like just thinking like, wow, I'm finna really like I was back there. I was way in the back, bro. I was like, I'm really finna be dead last. But something in me, like I don't know, some adrenaline that just kicked up. And I was like, I can't do that. And I just somehow got the energy to like push through up to like, I don't know, I probably got like fourth, third, and I was crying and having a meltdown, a breakdown, thinking that was my worst time yet. And I actually went back up to my best time. I actually got back to a minute and 7 seconds. And I knew that I needed to quit after that because knowing that information didn't make me feel better at all about that race. I was like, it's time to quit. I can't do this anymore. But yeah, that's enough for me. Let's get back to the story. That was so bad. The coaches begged me to quit their respective teams. Well, there goes my fantasy of seeing him in a tiny Speedo. Anyways, I applied to the conservatory, fully prepared not to get in. I was convinced I wasn't good enough. Plus, I took a year off of practicing. But I actually got a full scholarship. That's amazing. Post graduation, I lingered around campus, subconsciously avoiding making any real life decisions. Oh, that is a mood. Luckily, an old professor of mine took pity. Or maybe he was just annoyed that I was just hanging around the studios like a lurker. He offered me a position teaching beginners classes. That's amazing. But what happened with that? Why'd you leave? My contract was up and I knew my mom needed some help. It was time to be a big boy and come home. When I moved back, I conned an after school program to let me use their studio in exchange for tutoring a couple kids on some piano basics. Okay. I've been casually writing my own music. That sounds amazing. I think so. Maybe one day I'll get to score a movie. How about now? What does that mean? What are these options? I'm confused. How about now? What's stopping you? Mostly myself, honestly. Funny enough, I got an audition offer from someone out west that heard a demo of mine. Not really sure how they got their hands on it. I suspect my mom sent that to them. They want me to fly out and play an original piece for them. Hence the sheet music over there. Luca, that's amazing. Yeah. You don't seem so sure about this audition, though. The competition will be fierce. I don't feel like I'm qualified to even enter this audition. What do you mean? According to who? Luca doesn't answer. He has a faraway look in his eyes. It never hurts to try, right? What's the worst that can happen?
Oh,
Speaking from personal experience. Barely. I wish I took my own advice. Tell me more. If you really must know, I really wanted to go to art school. I didn't go to art school, but I majored in art, and now I hate art because of it. Yay. I mean, I hate doing art. I love to look at people's artwork. I follow art pages and stuff. I like seeing people draw and stuff. But as in, like, I haven't really drawn anything since or painted anything since I've been out of college. That is so sad. But it's like college just beats that creativity out of you, bro. And it didn't. Even when I was in school, I rarely did any art outside of class. It's so sad. Maybe one day I'll get back into it. Secretly applied and everything. Even got accepted to my first choice. What? My parents were adamant that only a tiny percent of photographers. Oh, you're a photographer. That's so cool. Go on to make a decent living. So they talked me into going to business school instead. Don't get me wrong, I learned a lot, but they can't say I get some kick out of macroeconomics. No, why did you go? Yeah, but is that really what you want to do? I would regret that choice. I could ask you, back to you, I could ask you the same thing. So, do you still take pictures? You want me to take a picture of you? On my off days, I carry my camera with me everywhere. He has a soft smile on his face, and I find myself admiring how his eyes seem to change color under the dim lights in his living room. I know if I stay longer, I won't be able to leave. Well, I have an early morning tomorrow. I should probably get going. Placing the empty glass on the table, I slowly stand to gather my things. Then I feel a light tug on my wrist. Luca's looking up at me with his bright blue eyes. They are practically undeniable. I will not give in. I will not give in. Okay, maybe I will give in. You could. I could stand to be persuaded. Luca smiled softly. Because we were having a good conversation. Like, how are you going to cut it off? We can talk here all night. I'll be tired the next day. It'll be all right. Luca smiles softly, leans in even further. His face is now mere inches away from mine, and I can feel his warm breath on my cheek.
Can I kiss you?
You want to kiss me? Ah! His deep, raspy voice tears down all my defenses. You gonna let him, ain't you? What's a girl to do? Wasn't the whole point of this outing to get laid? Was it? You trying to get laid by somebody you just met? That's crazy. Or at least have a little fun. But he's like my neighbor. No, not like he is my neighbor. How awkward would this get if things go south? I mean, you didn't really see him before. I think it'd be fine. But apparently my body has already quit listening to my brain as I'm nodding shyly before Luca's soft lips are on mine. He tastes as sweet as the orange juice he's been drinking. Ooh. His long, slender fingers slowly trace my exposed collarbones, raising goosebumps in the wake of his touch. But in minutes, though it could have been hours for all I knew, my fingers tangle his hair. His hands have made their way around my hips. I am practically on his lap. Ooh, oh my gosh. He's breathless, and so am I. You have to try harder than that. He has a way about him. Oh, wait, what's happening? Expert. Wait. Wait a minute. We're really finna do this? Wait a minute. Not us giving it up on the first meeting. We haven't even known each other for like an hour. Oh my gosh. Hold up. Oh my gosh, wait. No, let's save. Because what if this decision affects how he's. You know what? I know I said it was a red flag, but I'm just gonna give both the benefit of the doubt and say you're just starving. You know, you connected. You had a good conversation beforehand. I'll give you that. You had like you kind of bonded there. Shared information about it, information. You got vulnerable with each other, and now you're finna get vulnerable in the bed. All right. Expert hands make quick work of pulling my jacket off as he slowly trails kisses across my shoulder. I happily strip him of his t-shirt, exposing his well-toned midsection. Oh my gosh. I hear him gasp as I run my fingers along the softly sculpted ridges of his muscles. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember much of what happens next. What? You don't remember? I think that was just the game's way of not having to write a sex scene. Limbs tingling, soft kisses becoming more urgent as more clothes come off. We made it into his room. He gently lays me down on his big fluffy bed. He's respectful and makes sure I'm okay every step of the way. So incredibly hot. His touches are gentle, never forceful, but always with intention. Oh my gosh, we love a gentle man. We love an experienced and respectful driver. Oh, we're waking up in his place. Oh my, morning comes way too soon, and I'm waking by the smell of freshly brewed coffee. I look over to Luca's side of the bed and find he isn't there. I don't remember the last time I had a one-night stand. Is there an etiquette to this? What etiquette is there to have for a one-night stand? I'm just wondering. I breathe into the palm of my hand and realize I need to brush my teeth. Ew, gross. I quickly find my clothes that have been strewn all over the room, blushing at my recollection of the previous evening while I put my dress back on. Excuse me. Put it down my hair. I pray I don't have terrible bedhead. Stepping out into the living room, I find Luca standing in a small kitchen in a tattered white tee and low-slung sweatpants, pouring a cup of coffee. I wish it was the weekend so we could just spend the day together. I really like him. I'm very interested in his character. His hair is perfectly tousled state. He looks extremely doable. Whoa, ma'am, control yourself. He looks up, smiles, and pushes the cup he was pouring in my direction. How does he look this good in the morning? Boys.
Sleep okay?
Yeah, I slept perfectly well. Yeah, how about you?
Never better.
Yeah, that better be your answer. Bet you say that's all the girls you bring home. They don't normally stay very long for me to say that. Oh, really? So you be dealing with the hit 'em and quit 'em girls. All right. What's his response gonna be? I'm probably finna go back, but I was like, okay, sure. But I do want to say thank you for the coffee. Thank you for the coffee.
Are you sure you don't want to stay? I make a killer breakfast sandwich.
Please make me a sandwich. No? Okay, that's fine. I'd love to stay, but I really can't get going. Work beckons.
Then let me at least get your number. I'd like to call you, if that's okay.
Absolutely. He wants to call me? So this isn't a one-night stand? Girl, what? Did you get... Well, I guess. I don't know. People are weird these days with crossing lines and boundaries. And they'll do stuff for you and then, like, don't want to... You know what? I don't know. I don't know what this culture is. Okay, maybe I shouldn't get too excited. He can ask for my number. But we'll see if he actually calls. So, of course he's going to call. But we don't know if it's actually going to go anywhere. I mean, we do know. But, I mean, Jim... We don't know. You know what? Whatever. I have to give him my number. I stand on my tippy toes and kiss his cheek. On the cheek. After last night, I thought I'd get more than that. I had the worst morning breath, and I don't know you well enough to subject you to that. I'm finding it really hard to tear myself away from him. The morning rays spilled through the window, highlighting his light-colored hair in such a way that it almost looks like a halo. Next time, then. I nod as I pick up my bag from his kitchen counter. I feel a soft touch on my bare shoulder. When I look up, Luca is standing right next to me, all smiles and crinkly eyes. Can I walk you home? I think I can make it home okay from here. Are you sure? If you don't let him walk you there, because, like, clearly he wants to spend every doggone minute he can with you, and that's amazing. Positive. Then I'll talk to you later. You have my number. Do with it what you will. Huh. As soon as I get home, I frantically open my messaging app. I can't wait to tell Ronnie everything. Looks like someone had a good night last night. Someone certainly did. And now, a lady doesn't kiss and tell until later when said lady will call you. You saying that you saying that just means you got laid. Perhaps. And let's just say I had a really good time. So, are you planning on seeing him again? It'd be nice to, but I don't want to see him. I don't want to seem too eager. Girl, he's eager. Excuse me? I think it's okay if you seem eager. I gave him my number and he said he would call. I also know where he lives. Oh wow, that made me sound like a stalker. We stand a self-aware queen. Yeah, I think you've got the right idea. Besides, it's his loss if he doesn't call. Preach. Well, gotta do my heavenly love dailies. You should too. Will do. Keep me posted about your new boo. Alright, I'm actually gonna stop it right here. I wanna keep playing so bad, but I need to do things. And then my voice is giving out on me. It's literally midnight now. I gotta stop. I've been playing this for like an hour and 19 minutes now. So, oh my gosh, I love this. I'm so glad that the voice in my head told me to play this game today. Oi. Anyways, oh my gosh, I love this so far, and I love Luca. But if you played this game, let me know who's your favorite. Don't give me no spoilers or nothing, but feel free to put who's your favorite in here, or if you like Luca as much as I'm liking him right now. So I hope this video was fun. I hope it was entertaining. I hope it was good background noise, whatever it was for you. I hope it was positive, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.